I am Justin Wright with ILW Pro Wrestling. I am here today with SCW, I would say, one of the biggest fetters out there. I'd also say he's a little underrated, goes under the radar a little bit. But welcome, SCW. It's nice to have you here today.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate the opportunity for my first ever interview. It's the first time I've ever been, in an interview. I've done collabs before, but something new for me is an interview. So I'm pretty stoked.
Well, like after I realized your subscriber count, I was really surprised that nobody's asked you to be a part of this.
Mhm.
Or do an interview or get your like inside perspective because 100,000 subscribers on YouTube isn't no small feat. So like I'm just surprised nobody's ever asked you to do something like this.
Yeah, I understand that but the thing is like I don't think there's a lot of people who do interviews and notice people like in the wrestling community and most important like in the wrestling like toys community and stuff. I don't think they usually do interviews. So, this is a first time for me. So, like I said, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty stoked.
Well, with that said, I mean maybe um I could change that. I feel like, a lot of fetters or action figure guys um go under the radar, like I said, and aren't given the right amount of credibility. So
Hmm.
so maybe with this interview we can change that.
For sure, yeah.
Um, but I'll dive in with the first question. We do wrestling figure content. So like what got you into wrestling and when did you start watching?
Okay, so I think I was about 3 years old, and the first recollection of like wrestling I've ever watched was I've said it before. It's Hogan versus Andre. It was the DVD. I believe it was a DVD, or if it was like on the TV back in the day. But I watched when Hogan body slammed Andre, and I got instantly hooked on whatever wrestling was. Uh, After that, I didn't know that that was WWE. I started watching Mexican wrestling. I liked their style, and then my dad, I told him like I like wrestling and stuff like that. And then for one time in Christmas, he bought me this. It was a surprise. It was a big box of full Jack's toys, DVDs, and ever since then, I've been collecting. I've been growing. I've been like, a huge admirer, sorry, of the wrestling aspect, and that's how I got into liking, WWE wrestling, whatever you want to call it. So that's basically that's how I got in.
Nice. So like did you like start watching like AAA and CMLL first or was it WWE?
It was so the first match. It was just Hogan and Andre was I think WrestleMania 3, I believe.
Okay.
After that, I think because I didn't know that was WWE at the time. Nobody in my family used to watch wrestling. It was just it was just one time. My dad I think just put it casually on the TV or he bought a DVD for very very cheap, and that's like my first recollection of wrestling. And then after that, it was just like my grandparents they like used to watch the Mexican channels and stuff, and I think
Okay.
a certain time they used to put AAA, and
Oh,
I've
nice.
seen many wrestlers. The my favorite one was La Parca, so that's the only one I can remember for now. But yeah, I used to watch AAA. No CMLL. That was like way way later. But the first one I do know was AAA.
Okay.
Hmm.
Um, Going into like wrestlers, what would you say like if you had to pick your top five? We'll just do WWE. Like if you had to pick your top five WWE of any era, what would you say those guys would be?
That's a great question. There's a lot of superstars. I mean, a lot of people have been asking me that in my live streams and in the comments, and it's pretty hard to pick and choose the ones you like because there's a lot of superstars in the past era, current era that are really really good. And but I would say that my top five for sure would be Taker, Shawn Michaels because I grew up watching Shawn Michaels, and it's one of my favorites because he has my name, so that's a plus. Hulk Hogan for sure. Um, John Cena and CM Punk. I know I'm missing a lot of superstars that I like as well, but I would say those five are the top five for me.
That hey, that's a good top five. That's damn near a Mount Rushmore. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, what inspired you to get into action figure content or like pig fetting or vid fetting?
Okay. Uh, okay. So it's kind of hard because back in the day when I first started in 2014, it was mostly stop motion. There was no channels doing pick fed.
Yeah,
So at that time, it was just mostly stop motions. And then when I used to watch, because I was watching a lot of wrestling back then, so I was starting collecting like the Jax figures, and then the line came in, so I started collecting those, and then I saw people, for instance, this one guy, his name is Loser King 007 on YouTube. I
I
think
know what
he's
you're
not
talking about.
doing, yeah, so that's the main guy I grew up watching. And seeing how they look so fluid, the stop motion stuff, it sparked a fire in me to wanting to replicate what he was doing. Obviously I didn't have, the scale ring. I had a basic ring, the some basics, a few elites, but just with that, my iPod that I had at that time, and a what's it called? I had um pillows. I use pillows for as like a tripod stuff. And then with that, I just started doing the stop motion. So because of him, I got into wrestling now for I mean to the wrestling toy stuff. So um after that, pig fed, vid fed, whatever anybody wants to call it, uh that was when I came back into wrestling in 2018. The first person I saw was GCW. So he was doing something very cool, which was like pig fed and stuff. I think back then they weren't even calling it that. So I was watching it. I liked it. Didn't give it a try because I was still with like the stop motion stuff. Then WSC came in and a few more others. And then a few years ago when I came back to the States, I was like still doing the stop motions, but I saw like it wasn't that hyped. So I decided to like start doing the pig fed and vid fed stuff. And yeah, ever since then, I've been doing some vid fed slash pig fed and stop motion at the same time.
Nice.
Mhm.
Um, Following up, in the pig fed or vid fed aspect of it, what would you say is like your favorite figure or figures to pose with?
Okay. I would say uh so Logan Paul, the ultimate that I have, it's a really good figure when I first used it, but after posing it around and stuff, the leg kind of got loose. But I would say that figure is for now is one of the best figures I've used for video stuff. And I'm trying to plan to use the Undertaker for later. And that figure, the articulation for that figure is super, super nice. So I would say that one, Logan and Cody Rhodes, all the Ultimates. I mean, there's only two, but those are very, very good to pose around.
Okay. So would you say you're like a fan of the Ultimate Edition figures?
Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of the Ultimates. I didn't know they were releasing them back in 2019 because I was not here in the States. So I got into the Ultimates I think last year. Uh, but I think it's pretty cool that it comes with more articulation and more stuff than just the basic elites. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of the Ultimates.
I know like a big thing that people gripe about online with the Ultimates is like the hips getting loose, especially like in the newer ones that have like that drop down hip feature. What do you think about that? Do you enjoy the new like way the legs and the hips are, or would you like prefer older ones?
I think it's better. I know people nag about saying that it's bad, but in terms of posing around, and because there's a lot of people that do photography and it works wonders for them. Sometimes yeah, it does get annoying because you got to put it back in place, but playing it around, just using it, having it in your hands, posing it and stuff, it's very, very good. I don't understand why people um say that it's bad, but yeah, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but all in all, I think it's a very good, point of articulation for the figure.
Nice. Um, as far as fetting goes, what would your like biggest pet peeve be when doing action figure content or vid fed or pic fed?
Okay, so I have two. One has to do with the toys, and the other one just it's non-related with toys. So for the toys one, it would say how many times I have to record the same um it could be like a move and stuff because you want something to look so perfect that when you try to do it, you try to replicate it, it's not gonna look the same as how you envisioned it. So let's say I want to do a Canadian destroyer and I have to do like 50 takes just to make it look perfect. Something about that is just the camera angle as well, which is a huge pet peeve that I have because I want everything to be perfect because I don't want to, give low quality or bad angles for the videos because I think I can do better than that. So um, the other one is my phone. So I don't have a lot of space on my phone. I know there's a lot of people saying that I should do longer videos. I wish I could do it, but phones nowadays are so expensive. If they were cheap, I would definitely get a phone with more space so I can have better lighting, better camera quality, focus. And that's basically just it. Those two pet peeves that I do while I'm filming are the biggest ones I have.
Okay.
Hmm.
If I like just to throw one out there, I think like my biggest one is like when you're trying to do a move and like you just can't get the figures to stay where they're like
Ooh,
supposed to
yeah.
because like I do pick fed a lot. Well,
Hmm.
I just do pick fed, so like trying to get every little movement and trying to get the figures to stay like even something simple like a suplex or a run, like just getting them to stay where they are is like pulling teeth sometimes. So I definitely get it.
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, sometimes it happens to me, and it's kind of annoying. You want to pose them right, and it just fall off or fall to the side, and it's just sometimes I get angry because like I said, I want to make everything perfect, look perfect. So I totally understand.
So like as far as filming goes, how often would you say like you're actually spend filming content for your channel?
Um, so you're like saying for a specific match or just in
Or
general?
for like just a match or in general, like how often do you just take the time to make content for the channel?
Okay, so that's so it's kind of hard to say because when I used to do stop motions, it'll take me about 3 hours to film just for a 10-second video. But now doing pig fed, vid fed stuff related, um, it usually takes almost 10 hours to do. Because the lighting has to be perfect. You have to put everything, perfect. The ring, the crowd, the figures and stuff, taking the picture. If you want to do the vid fed start the part as well, that takes how many takes you want to do it. So it takes about 10 hours to do. My back is super sore after, filming. And then after that, I gotta edit it because I don't want to just to stay it there on my phone. I want to edit it and then I have to do the thumbnail and then I have to wait till like 2 days for YouTube to upload my video. So it takes a long time. I would say more than 10 hours to do, almost a whole day, I would say.
I get a great, especially like the editing process. I don't think people realize how long it actually takes
Hmm.
to edit whenever like for like those of us who do like commentary and do all the sound effects.
Yeah.
Like I can tell you I spend, just editing a video alone. Like I might spend 3, 4, 5 hours just editing.
Yeah.
And that's
True.
not the 6 to 10 hours I sat in the floor filming
Hmm.
this match. So like I definitely get it. Definitely up to a day. That's what I would say. So like I
Yeah.
hear people say that they do it in like 12 hours. I'm like, how? I don't understand.
Yeah. But
But
and also that sorry about that.
you're good.
Yeah. So I was gonna add something to that, saying that like you say like you're looking for this like the sound effect and stuff, and usually you want to find one that fits the style of video, and sometimes you can't even find it, and it takes for me it takes almost an hour or two to find for a correct like let's say the hit on the canvas or a steel chair sound effect and stuff like that. So it takes about 1 to 2 hours to find a specific a sound effect. So yeah.
Definitely, definitely. And like I've definitely gotten to like I've realized like if you go to like compilation videos like for like chair shots, like there's tons of chair shot compilation videos on YouTube, but like I found those are like the easiest to like try to get through
Hmm.
and find because like I mean you might find a 4 minute compilation video, but you got to sit through and watch that whole 4 minutes to find the chair shot that sounds perfect and like it's just such a pain.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah.
What, as far as like your success to YouTube, would you contribute most to to the success? Like, what would you say got you to where you're at? Like, would you say it's the time you put in it, luck, quality of video? What would you contribute most to the success that you've had on your channel?
That's a great question. So I would say that it's mostly the shorts. So my I'm gonna say this because I can understand that my 100,000 subscribers that I have on my channels, they're not organic. I didn't grow it organically like I would say like a Bread Live or a EW like a WSC. So there's this guy on YouTube. His name is SWC Creations. One time he made a shorts audio, and I've used it 100,000 times. Other channels as well, and that's how basically it was like a you would say like a cheat code that you grew subscribers just because you're saying, oh, I'll give you this figure if you subscribe or you like and stuff like that. So I would say because of that audio, I grew my channel to 100K subscribers. In all honesty, I don't deserve 100 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers. With what I had before, I had 1,000 subscribers, and then after that, within the year, I grew to 100,000. So I would say it's not all my time and effort that I put in my videos because before that I wasn't doing PicFed. I was just doing my stop motions. I took almost 2 years off because I just felt motivated. So after doing the shorts, to doing the stop motions before that, then came the shorts audio. I used it, and I kept on buying more figures to now start my own pig fed. Seeing that I have a decent amount of audience, I was like, you know what? Using doing this, I can grow to 100,000 subscribers, get the plaque, and then be a decent sized channel so I can put out content. Because at the end of the day, for me, this is a hobby. This is something that I wanted to do as a child, as a kid. When I first started 10 years ago, now that I have a decent audience. Um, I'm still doing the shorts, but it's just once in a while, and I don't do it for subscribers. I don't do it for money. I just do it because I want to keep the channel going. I want to have the not the numbers, but like just to keep the channel not being dead. And I'm working on a lot of stuff. I'm improving with the lighting, using elements from other channels and stuff like that. So just to make it more better, in all honesty. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
With that said, like, is there any advice that you'd have for upcoming content creators, upcoming YouTubers? Like, for instance, like me, as at 1,000 or just about at 1,000 subscribers. Like, is there something that you would like, any advice that you'd give us to help grow or to maybe help motivate us to be able to get up there like you or other, higher up feds?
Yeah. So the number one advice I would say is just believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't put in your head like saying that I want to get to this amount of goal for subscribers, and if you don't believe in that, you're not gonna get to the goal. You know what I'm saying? So, because when I first hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm like, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going till I get my plaque. I gotta keep going because at the end of the day, I wasn't looking for subscribers. I was just doing it to get to the goal of having a plaque. So if you don't put that in your mind that you're gonna be the best, you're gonna have this thing, this other, you're not gonna reach that goal. So my advice is just believe in yourself. And if you can see the opportunity to grow individually, like, oh, I need this light piece for my videos. I need this specific figure for this type of match, this accessories and stuff. Do it because at the end of the day, when you do it, you're gonna feel happy with yourself. You're gonna feel like you did something great that other people can appreciate, and then you inspire them, like you got inspired by somebody else. And that's just my advice. Just believe in yourself.
Okay, okay. Solid advice. Um, and definitely something that people I feel like, especially in this community, need to do a lot more is just believe in themselves. Because
Hmm.
I can tell you, I stopped for a year,
Hmm.
had some personal stuff go on, and I stopped. And then when I got back in, I just started going and um just grind it out is what I've done. And you got to enjoy it. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, why are you doing it?
Exactly.
So, so like you said, just believe in yourself. That's probably the best advice. Like I couldn't agree more with that
Hmm.
little tidbit of advice. Before we go, is there any social medias or anything you'd like to plug in just so people know where to catch you if they're not already subscribed or if they don't already check out what you do?
Yeah, for sure. I got an Instagram. It's the same name for my YouTube channel. It's just the Instagram and YouTube. That's basically what I have for now.
Just SCW Wrestling?
Yes, just SCW Wrestling. And I think on
Perfect.
Instagram it's SCW_wrestling_official. I believe so.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you once again. First interview, yeah, I would say it's a success. I really appreciate your time and your support for me. I know, like, if you go in my comment sections, you're always there. I really do appreciate it, especially as an underdog feder, as I like to call myself. I really just appreciate the support you give. Thank you.
No problem, man. I mean, I'm always trying to give back to more people. I remember first seeing your channel. I saw your videos, and I kind of got inspired because like you do pick fed. So I do sometimes vid fed stop motions, and I think I needed that element of pick fed to see that that's one thing I'm missing. So when I saw your video, I commented and I said, you're underrated because it's for real. It's damn for real. Like, you're underrated. You do a great job with posing around the figures, the storyline, and just the sound effects. And you deserve more than 1,000 subscribers, bro. I'm saying this for sure.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
But I think we'll end that there. Like I said, thank you once again for your time and for this interview, man. Thank you.
No problem, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course.